Hi, my name is Robert Lee Camp, the author of Cards Your Destiny and Love Cards, and I'm here to show you a little bit about this amazing system that can be so wonderfully accurate and helpful when you take a look at relationships between yourself and other people. I have, among my clients and students, I have hundreds of astrologers, and many of them claim that this system is way more accurate and more meaningful than anything that astrology can do. And it's proven itself to be that way. You can check it out for yourself as well. Today I'm going to show you how it works relationship-wise, and we're going to do an example of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie to sort of illustrate how these connections between two cards are derived. What you're looking at here is Brad Pitt's life spread. The life spread and all the spreads in the card system come from what we call the grand solar spreads. And then we take them and we bring them out into a linear fashion to make them a little bit easier to read, because you have cards that go what we call direct and cards that go vertical. So this is Brad Pitt. His cards are the King of Hearts and the Two of Diamonds. Those are his two cards. Angelina Jolie is a King of Diamonds and a Six of Hearts. So just by the fact that these two cards are both in the same row, like that's very, very significant. Any two cards between people that are in the same row in the grand solar spread are people that have a lot in common. You just can't avoid it. So the way the connections work in this system is the relative distance between two cards determines the energy of that card. So let's look at these two for a second. We have King of Hearts, Brad Pitt, and we got King of Diamonds, Angelina Jolie, and you can see they're right next to each other. Now, this system goes from the right to the left, not left to right. So actually in this system, Brad Pitt is right behind Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie is the card right in front of him. So when he looks forward, he sees her. We call this connection the sun-moon connection. And it's interesting because in this particular relationship, Angelina Jolie is the sun and Brad Pitt is the moon. It can work either way. It doesn't have to be. Usually sun is associated with male and moon with female, but it can work either way. But you'll notice when you see pictures of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt together, he's usually walking behind her with the luggage and the children and so forth. This is very common. Now, if you look now at her Six of Hearts card, if you go, it's two spaces over. Two spaces over is a Venus connection. This provides for a tremendous amount of compatibility. Venus is the planet of love, and as you can imagine, having a Venus connection is really good for a relationship. It means you have a lot of things in common that you like and you share. So that's very, very helpful. Now we have to look at Brad Pitt's other card, the Two of Diamonds. And if you go from her Six of Hearts to his Two of Diamonds, it's two spaces, again, Venus. There's another Venus. But from her birth card, the King of Diamonds, to his Two of Diamonds ruling card, we call it the ruling card, it's 1, 2, 3 spaces, and 3 is Mars. So Mars brings passion into a relationship. It brings energy into a relationship. If there's too much Mars in a relationship, it can bring a lot of fighting and incompatibility. But in this particular case, there really aren't that many Mars. There's only one Mars connection that stands out. Now, when you do a complete report or a reading for you and somebody else, there's a lot more rules involved. This is a very simple relationship, but we also use what are called karma cards of the birth card and the ruling card to do our complete comparisons, and you end up with a lot more connections. I'll show you that between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, there's a total of 23 connections. Okay, so this lists them all one after the other, and it actually shows you where the connection is. This is that Venus connection that we just saw earlier. But there's so many different connections. Here's one between karma cards where there's what's called a mutual Mars. This is King of Diamonds with Brad Pitt's Two of Clubs karma card, mutual Mars. So there's a little bit more Mars in this relationship. And there's a total of about 45 different kinds of connections you can have. And most of them are planetary, and it's determined by the space between your card and their card. But some of them are different, like karma cards and same planetary ruling card or same birth card, and so forth. There's distinctive connections that are very unique. I think that once you look at this system and take an example, take yourself and take somebody else's birthday that you know really well, that you've had a relationship with, or that you're in a relationship with, and go to seventhunders.com and do a report. We have a computerized report that does all these steps for you. I think you'll find it to be the most accurate and most meaningful description of your relationship you've ever seen. We really haven't seen anything that's been better or more accurate. And so I invite you to try that as well and enjoy and take advantage of this wonderful system. Thank you.